welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm the creator behind Love Crafted Decor. This is my first video for 2021, so I'm just going to keep it kind of short and sweet, and I just want to tell you guys some exciting new things that are coming. I have a new camera on the way that should be here by next weekend, so next weekend's video should be a little better quality, and I will show you guys the difference between this camera and flip over to the next one. And something that I haven't really talked too much about on my channel is my craft business. I have just mentioned it here and there throughout my videos of things that I've made and when I've done my craft room tour, but I haven't really gotten too far into my craft business and actually show you guys my website and what I have to offer on it. So if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of DIY crafts and tutorials on that and how to paint certain things. I do some speed paintings as well. I've gotten more into step-by-step and tutorial videos though. I plan to do a lot more step-by-step painting tutorials this year and have videos where you guys can paint along with me. So that is what will be coming for the new year that you can look forward to. So if you haven't already, be sure to go down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So as for my craft business, I just started off locally within my community and just done hand-painted signs and hand-painted welcome signs to try to see what people were interested in. And at that time, I wasn't really planning on turning it into an actual business. I was just doing it more as a hobby and just something that I enjoy doing because I've always loved to paint and make little crafts and things. That's always been something I've enjoyed. So as that grew and as I seen more interest within the community from it, I decided maybe I should try to give this a go and actually pursue a business within this. So I started a Facebook business page and just invited all of my local people to it and just tried to grow it from that point to try to see what kind of audience I could build up on it. So I connected my accounts as far as my Pinterest account. I turned that into a business account, which is actually super easy to do. So if you already have a Pinterest account that you have built up with pins and all that, and you're interested in turning that into a business account, it's just a matter of going into your settings and making those changes and switching over any boards that you don't want public that you may have been saving, like fashion if it's not in your niche, or food things. Like I turned all those boards off so it wasn't public because that doesn't really relate to my business. So once I started my Facebook business page, I had already decided at that point that I wanted to grow this into a business. So I started working on a website, and I actually went through Shopify, and I have been with Shopify ever since, and I have found that to work for me. I know some people use Etsy and some people use Shopify. It all just depends on what you think will work best for your business. The reason why I chose Shopify was because when people actually go to your website, they're there to see your products, and they're not going to get suggested on the side like other people's products and end up getting them distracted and moving off of your products. So I wanted to keep them on my products, on what I was offering. So if they made it to my website, then I know they'll see all of my things that I have to offer. And then I can also customize it and add my little bios and things, just things about me. I've now added my YouTube channel to it, so you can just click from my website onto my YouTube, and you can go from my YouTube to my Facebook. I've just connected all of those accounts together, so then that way people can find me throughout social media. So for my YouTube channel, so any of my viewers that I get on that, I have in the description below my craft business website, my Facebook, and my Pinterest. And then that way you can just go right to that and you can see my business page or whatever that you want to check out. And then also as far as being on my website, then they can go to these accounts and see that I'm an actual person, because I know with it being an internet business, it can be a little risky and you don't really know if something is legit when it's a small little website like that. So that way they can see that I'm an actual person that is making these things. I have an actual Facebook build-up audience, and I feel like that helps tremendously. Even if you're just starting off and you have a small following on your Facebook business page or on your YouTube, I still find it important to connect all of that, so then that way as your audience grows, they can look through and follow you on all your other social media platforms as well. So for my first year of business, I focused on growing my Facebook audience and directing people to my new website that I had just created. I done a free giveaway of 3 signs that I had made that I would give away at the end of it and do a random drawing and send that out, free shipping and all. It was no cost to the person if they liked my page, and they had to share the post in order to be entered into that. And I felt like that helped a whole lot, because when you do a giveaway, people are more willing to share things, and so they can get entered into that free giveaway. So I would definitely suggest doing that if you're trying to get more likes on your page, more following and get your business page out there more for more people to see. So that gave me a good little boost into it, and then I also dabbled a little bit into Facebook ads as well to try to grow my following on Facebook. So towards the end of my first year in business, I decided to try to start growing my YouTube channel as well, because I had already started one. I just really wasn't taking it seriously. It was way too time consuming to me, and I just really didn't have the time when I was already trying to focus on so much before that. So once I had already grown my Facebook audience and I felt like I was getting good sales on my website, then I decided to move on to my YouTube channel and getting those views up and that subscriber count up and working on that. So like everyone else, starting off your YouTube channel is super slow, and it's hard to get people to get to your channel, to see your channel, to even click on your video. So I just shared my video wherever I possibly could. I posted it on my Facebook business page, I shared it on Pinterest, I done Facebook ads on my YouTube videos, just whatever I could to help get more eyes on my videos and hopefully more subscribers as I went. But I feel like out of all of that, what helped me the most is finding out what my niche audience looked for, like what the searchable content was, what people wanted to learn how to do, what people were searching for in my type of business. So doing painting videos, how to paint this, just teaching people how to make things was what I found to be successful in my niche. And that is where it actually started to take off. And it was still not like a huge viral video. I didn't get thousands and thousands of views on it, but it was doing a lot better than my initial videos. So I just kept going in that. I would upload every week. It was usually on the weekend because that was when I'm usually off of my regular full-time job. And I would work on my video and also make an order in the process. So a great thing about it, if you're trying to do YouTube and you have a business as well, if you make like handmade items like I do hand painted signs, I can do orders and fill orders while making a video also. Or if I have something that I want to make for my own house or just something that I want to sell on my website, then I can do a video on it, and that way I also get a video out of it and I also get a sale out of it. You can get double for the work that you're putting into that one sign or that one craft or whatever it is that you're working on. So my first year business was not a huge success. I did not make thousands of dollars. I did not make sales every day, sometimes not even every week. So it was a struggle, and it was really hard getting started with that as well. But where I feel like I kind of dropped the ball in the beginning of my business is the pictures I was taking of my product. They were not very well staged. Actually, the most of them weren't even staged. They were just up against the wall or up against a window or something, like, I don't know. Like there was nothing really around it, like plants or anything, to make it more like how you would set it up when you bought it. So I feel like that is a big plus if you're able to set up like a table and have like if you have a tabletop sign, for example, and you have your greenery beside it or whatever, you just need to stage that picture so the people that are buying from you can visualize how it's going to look in their home, how they can set it up, and giving them a design idea as far as how they want their home to look. So I feel like as far as getting started, or if you already started and you want to try to improve your sales and improve your website or wherever you're posting your products at, to try to make sure that you're staging those photos and that you are getting good lighting on them as well. And I figured that part out by just looking at my competitors. If you just look at the people that are selling the same type of products as you, you can compare your pictures to theirs and also compare your description to what their description is. So for my products, I just try to sell it a little bit more and make it a little more personal for the person that's ordering it. So like for an example, a memorial ornament that I sold a lot of this past Christmas, not saying that the description is why it sold, I'm pretty sure it's because people liked the ornament, but I put for my description on it, a sentimental ornament to remember the ones you love. This makes for a great gift as well. And I include the size of my ornament and that is completely hand painted so that people know that it is done by hand and that it may slightly different from the other. So that they know it's not going to be exactly the same for everyone, because when you're doing handmade items or hand painted items specifically, it is not always going to be the same as hard as you try to make them just alike. It doesn't always turn out that way. And then I also include in my description the amount of time it's going to take for them to ship. So that way people get an idea of how long it's going to take before they even see that shipment notification and start getting that tracking information. So for the second year, it was so much better. I was able to implement everything that I learned from the first year, and I feel like that really made a huge difference in as far as my sales went and as far as growing my audience between all of my social media platforms. I knew more about what my people were looking for, what people were interested in buying, and what people liked as far as what I posted and as far as what videos I made for YouTube. So if you are just getting started or this is your first year business and you're feeling a little bit discouraged by it, please do not give up, because you can do it. It's just your first year. You're learning how to do all of this. You have things that you've got to figure out. There may be mistakes that you've made that you have to learn from. So don't let any of that get you down, because trust me, I did a lot of mistakes that first year and I've definitely learned from it. I've even made mistakes this second year. So it's not like you're just going to get really good at it and everything's going to be perfect. You're going to always be learning. It's always going to be room to grow, always going to be room to learn new things. And even though this was a very successful year for me and I did sell a lot, I still had some really low times too, where people weren't liking my things, or that there was some times where I wasn't selling anything, because we did go through a pandemic. But you just have to have the ability to pull yourself out of that and just know that you will get through this. Do not give up. You did not come this far for nothing. If you compare to where you were last year to this point this year, you will see you have grown so much. So do not get discouraged by any little failures that you may come across or mistakes that may happen, because you just have to learn from it and grow from that. I am by no means no professional. I am not super successful. My channel is not humongous or anything like that, but I just want to give you guys my point of view from starting from the very bottom on your own with no help and just growing your way up, and that it is possible to start off with just 7 subscribers and being happy to make it to 10 subscribers, and then your next goal is 100 and so forth, and then it just keeps going up and you keep hitting more and more goals. Just keep those goals in mind. Just keep going for those goals and don't give up. And sometimes there are things that happen that are just completely out of your control, and there's nothing really you can do about it other than make it right with your customer. Like for an example, I just had a situation last month right before Christmas where I had a customer order a custom made sign that she was going to use as a Christmas gift for a family member, and I shipped it out through USPS the week before Christmas. It was supposed to be a 1-day priority shipping, and she lived within the same state as me on top of that. But anyway, it was just between the holiday rush and the pandemic. It is still in transit right now, so I feel like the sign is lost, but that was completely out of my control. I had no idea that was going to happen. I really wish I knew that was going to happen so I could have avoided it and shipped through someone else. But, you know, things are going to happen like that you really can't control. So to make that right for her, I just made her a whole new sign and just going to reship it to her through another shipping service. So if you have any situations that come up between you and your customer, just try to handle them as respectfully as you can and try to make it right for your customer, and that makes a world of difference. Customer service is key, I feel like, for making your business successful. I've even had things break in shipping and had to refund an entire order. You just have to take situations as they come and try to handle them the best way that you can. I've been wanting to make a video like this for some time now, just to give you guys more of an idea of who I am and how this all started, how I got started with my craft business, and just talk more about my craft business, because I haven't really gotten into that portion of it. So this kind of gives you an idea of where it all started, how I got to this point. Even though I'm only 2 years in, I just wanted to help out whoever I could, hopefully on some tips and things that I've learned along the way. So if you've made it this far into my video, I hope you have enjoyed it. I know I said in the beginning it's going to be short and sweet, and it is definitely anything but that, I am sure. I'm going to go back and edit out what I can to make it straight to the point for you guys. But I just want to thank you so much for watching. So as always, I will see you guys on the next video.